contract, you know, it's a social contract, a verbal contract. But for you to be bound by something lawfully, someone has to be able to provide, you know, a contract stating that you're bound to these terms. There's a handful of requirements for any contract to be lawful, but the ones we're going to go through now will be the main ones. So a contract has to have full disclosure. So that means that whoever is involved in the agreement has to know completely full terms and conditions of the agreement, and what's expected of them and what they're expecting of the person they're going into contract with, or the man they're going into contract with. So consideration then, that's what is offered in the contract. Now, the interesting thing about consideration is that it doesn't actually have to be valuable, it doesn't have to be money as such. You can offer time as consideration, because you know the phrase time is money, where you can offer time, a certain percentage of days or a certain number of days as the consideration. So the terms and conditions, self-explanatory, outline the structure and the requirements of the agreement and obligations of each or all of the involved parties. And the signature, this is the most important part of every agreement. It employs consensus ad idem, which is a meeting of the minds. And your signature is very powerful, and you should always pay caution to what you are signing.
Yeah, when they're booking you in at the police station now, they have electronic signatures, and they can actually edit it and take out stuff they don't want in your signature. And he wrote under duress, all rights reserved, and his name in brackets, the whole deal, the right way to sign. And when you actually saw the printed version, everyone was taken out and it was just a signature putting it. But that's what they could do.
In that situation, can you ask a copper piece of paper?
Yeah, you can, yeah. But they'll make up all these conditions, blah blah blah, I can't do this.
Like, they're not going to make it easy for you. It's like, you know, it is going to be difficult to use this information, but it works, it's all true. If you're willing to stand your ground, and you couldn't be standing up for a better thing than your own rights, if you're willing to do that, you will always win if you're prepared to go through the battle. If you just want to go in and pay the judge, and they'll make it real easy, you'll be in and out in 5 minutes. But if you want to stand up for your rights, it's going to be difficult, but it's worth it. It's the only, if you don't have your rights, it's nothing, you know.
They also move your trial to the end of the day, so whatever you don't have to do, so it.
Also must say as well, if there's any warrants issued to anyone, the actual contract judge has to sign it, and there has to be a true copy. If there's not a true copy, they have no authority to come and arrest you. They have no authority over you whatsoever. And I mentioned as well, if you're signing in red, you know, if you've ever seen a contract signed in red, it basically means it's the flesh and blood of human being signing that contract. It's the flesh and blood human being talking in this contract as well.
Symbolises your own blood,
yeah.
Signing your signature in red.
Do you recommend that?
Well, if you're doing affidavits and stuff like that and getting stuff notarized, that's good to sign, because it separates, and you separate. If you sign the right way as well, you're separating yourself from the agent, which is the fiction. So you are the agent, separating yourself from the fiction.
Okay, so we'll look at this is kind of getting into the practical side of things now. If you get a notice in the post or on your car or in some way, shape or form, it's a request to pay. Now, what a notice actually is, it's an offer of contract. It's not a bill, it's not a demand, it's an offer of contract. Now, generally if you get a ticket, you get about 30 days to respond. When they send in the post, we give you 14 or 30 days to respond. Now, this is the key. Once you get your ticket, from that time when you get your notice until the 30 days, what you do in that time is what the court is interested in. They've written this ticket based on a commercial act. Now they want to get you into dishonour. It's all about honour and dishonour. And when you go into court, if you can maintain that you acted honourably, you were open to discussion, you tried to seek a remedy, well then you're completely lawful and you're in the right. So, if you get a notice in the post, you have a few options that are open to you. What some people will do is just ignore it, just forget about it, throw it in the bin. That's grand, that's exactly what they want, because now you're in dispute, now you're in conflict. If it does go to court, they will win. They can start slapping on extra fees left, right and centre. And another thing you can do is you can dispute. You can write back and you can say, oh, I don't agree with that, I shouldn't, I was pulled over, this. Start arguing the details. That's disputing it. And they want you to do that as well, because when you dispute something, you're creating a conflict. It's going against the grain.
Creates dishonour then.
Their other choice that they love you to do is accept it. Just accept it. I love looking at those notices. If you look at the bottom of it, it's always please forward your payment to this address using MasterCard, and they give you all the, all the handiest ways to pay it if you accept it. But there's one other option that they don't tell you about, and you can use this in every single contract. And remember, having a conversation with someone, that's verbal contract, Every interaction can be almost defined as a contract. So, your conditional acceptance, so basically what you do is you say, I will accept all claims made against me upon proof that you have lawful claim against me. So I'll accept all the charges that the bank has asked me to pay. I'll accept all of this, everything that you have, if you can just provide me these lawful requirements. Because what you're doing is they're dealing with you in the law, in the maritime world. And while you're in that, they can get you, So when you respond to this and ask for a lawful response, you're actually bringing them out of that, You're bringing them into your world, and they have to provide documents that are required for dealing man to man, which they cannot provide to you.
Sorry, I'm a bit lost there. Just elaborate on that a bit.
The honour and dishonour.
Well, you're saying provide lawful, whatever. What's that mean?
Well, let me think of an example for you, right? Say you get a bill in the post from the bank, or a statement is what you get, you don't get a bill, and they're saying you are overdue on your loan, you owe us €1,000. What you do with the conditional acceptance is you go, I'm writing to you in response of this account, you are claiming you owe this much off me. I'd be happy to settle any amount that I lawfully, to use your words carefully, I'd be happy to settle any amount that I might lawfully owe upon proof of claim by providing these documents. And then based on all this, what we've seen earlier on with the money is debt and the money is created out of credit or out of nothing, you're asking them to verify their debt, that they have actually lost something, which they can't do. You're also asking them for a copy of a bilateral contract, which is a two-signature contract, which they don't have. So you are not, who have you gone into an agreement with? So it's not about saying, if you have a mortgage, you say, I'm not going to pay that. You say to them, I'll be happy to pay this. If you can prove that I owe it to you, I'll pay it. And then if they do prove it, which they can't, you're just in the same boat as you were when you started off.
But then don't they have, when in case of a mortgage, don't they have all the contracts that you would have signed?
That's a tricky one. They have the deeds, do they now?
The deeds to a house, you saved your whole life paying off your mortgage, and you eventually get your deeds to your house. The deeds to a house are not the title to the house. You do not own your house if you have the deeds. So you spend your whole life paying off to get a piece of paper that says you are the authorised owner. The government is authorising this person to live in this piece of property, but they own it because we're all bankrupt. It's just got sucked straight up.
Authorised owner, does that literally mean you kind of have to, you have the authority to own it from somebody else?
Yeah.
You don't own the titles.
Exactly. It's the allodial title is what you're looking for, and that goes straight over to the government when you sign your mortgage contract. It's part of the agreement. You cannot own your house getting a mortgage off the bank. So
there's remedies for debts and mortgages and loans, as we've seen already, that there is no money, so the banks are claiming that you owe them something, but the banks, there is no debt whatsoever. But there's a few people in Ireland at the moment that are working on apparently a very good remedy for this, and they're going to be able to actually bring it down to an A4 page of instructions what to do. And when we have that, we don't have it now is because they're actually trying it at the moment, and when it is successful, we can share it to whoever wants it, and then they can light some fires.
The key is, like, if you're acting honourably and lawfully, there's nothing that you can't do, The possibilities are endless. So, they want us to be worried about this chain on our leg that we call money. You just have to forget that. Get that out of your head. Don't be worried about money anymore, because it's fictional. That's what they want us. As long as we're worrying about that, we're in our little cage. We're not focusing on the more important things.